Hello my legend modelers and welcome to another video, and this time it will be building video of a Leopard A1 A5. As you can see, I start like usual cutting the pieces from sprue, cleaning it with a nail file and of course with a sharp knife. Gluing sides to the body of the tank, and I use Revell contact glue. And now I must fill some gaps with a Revell putty. For cleaning the putty, I usually use the nail files, of course metal nail files, and sometimes just water with a file. For small parts, I usually use a sharp knife to clean the excess plastic. Gluing small parts on the sides of the tank, and I use sharp tweezers for a better hold. Of course, gluing all the small wheels together with a Tamiya thin glue. And of course don't forget on the drive wheel as well. Adding the transmission to the sides, and now I use Tamiya putty and I fill the holes in the gun barrel. Finally, I start spraying the Gunze metallic color on the track, and after that I start painting it with a black color each link. This part was really relaxing, I must say. Gluing on wheels to the chassis, and I use of course Revell contacta and the thin glue like always. Gluing the upper part, like the main body of the tank, and I use Revell contacta, which is much denser glue than a Tamiya thin glue. Secure it to its place hard and be sure that it fits well. Clean the side fender for the accessories for the tank crew, like shovels, axes, cutters, etc. what the tank crew need. As you can see, I start gluing the small box, and I use of course like always thin glue from Tamiya, and gluing this small handle. And of course I clean excess pinholes with a round nail file, gluing another part to the body where will be town cables later. And first start building of a turret. The mechanism for moving was horrible, I must say, and of course gluing the vision ports, this small hatch, and gluing the whole turret together. Smooth fitting, it fits everything okay, and it looks kinda nice. And here you can see how I trimmed the excess plastic with a sharp knife on accessories for the tank crew, gluing the hatch in the front. Of course, some additional armor, lamp holders, I think this is like a canister, and as I said, gluing the accessories, shovels, axes, and so on, what the tank crew need. For better cast texture, I just use a stiff paintbrush and aggressive leveling thinner to make it more rougher than it used to. And the kit was rubber cables, and I was really sad, so I decided to make my own cables from a copper wire. Of course, gluing some small things to the turret as well, like some holders for the hatches, and gluing the barrel itself together. And I used sanding sponge to clean excess putty to the smooth finish. Finally gluing the barrel to the turret itself, gluing the hatch into place, and of course gluing it with thin glue. Adding some additional armor to the gun barrel, as you can see. And now I add the antenna to the top of the turret. I glued on the front of the gun barrel the small machine launchers, I think. And now I start gluing the grenade launchers on the sides of the turret as well. Same on the other side as well. Don't forget on this awesome machine gun. And don't forget add on the turret the side armor plates, usually made for RPG launchers or mines. The last adjustment what I made was my own copper cables, because in the kit was just rubber ones, and I don't know why, Revell, and I use my own and it looks fantastic. For better look on the model, I just use copper wire for some battle damage as usual. I don't much like the classic plastic ones handles. Adding the last details on this build, and that is mirrors. And here you can see the finished model. I hope you like it, and see you next time.